Okay, let me get that out of the way. And okay, Craig, how you doing? All right, great job. Thank you so much for including your work and this written rationale describing your conceptual approach. A watched pot never boils. Let's go ahead and take a look. And thank you for this writing. I think this is really good. Good job describing your development here. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. So we've got a few things now. The Rebus project is an exercise in visual shorthand, right? Which is applicable to graphic design, to any design really, because in graphic design we basically we're creating a visual shorthand language to a very high degree, and this is very specific and has direct relevant ties to that notion of graphic design. Nonetheless, I think that the ideas and the thought has to be very, very complete without missing anything. Otherwise, you risk alienating your audience by losing some of them. So this has to be accessible to the highest number of potential viewers there is. The reason I say that is because there's a few things that are missing from the actual proverb. So the proverb is a watched pot, but we don't have the word a in any of these. So I would recommend that you include the a just to assist in the phonetic pronunciation of each of the icons and symbols that are used to compose the rebus. Okay, so here, so you've had an A here, you have an I and a pot, and I don't necessarily see that. I think this is a really good, this pocket watch or the watch pot. By the way, Christy had some, this one, watch, Christy had the exact same proverb, so it would probably be worthwhile for you to take a look at hers and then look at my response to hers as well. That will definitely help. But this, a watch ED. Okay, so you get kind of the same concept here. A watched pot. I love this, the pot leaf. And I just described to Christy that a pot leaf is perfectly acceptable now. Maybe 10 years ago it would be a little questionable, as pot was kind of a underground. It was still kind of looked at as drug abuse. And I think that since in today's day and age, marijuana is becoming much more socially acceptable and illegal in many instances, that it's perfectly fine. I don't see any socio-cultural negative implications using a pot leaf. So a watched pot never boils. So the ice cube to indicate never boils, I think that's kind of a stretch. I think that this is good. Actually, this is good. So you've got this up here, the temperature reading up high with international no sign. So here this has the temperature reading very low, but to me that doesn't indicate never boils, right? So I'm wondering if you were to have a picture of something. So here, let's take this one for example. So a watched pot, and then you have a picture of a pot like this, with the bubbles coming out, boiling, then we have the international no sign over that. So no boil. So a watched pot never boils. Think about that. That's my only really problem here, is that the depiction of never boils. Christy had some ideas here. She used the word never, or here, international, just a blank international no sign to say never and then boils. So think about that. That's my only real issue, is that with the word never, or how do we depict never? Okay. These ones I think are just you're going too much of a trying to condense the proverb a little bit too much here. So this could be really confused in a lot of different ways with the floating watch in the water and the thermometer. I mean, I get what you're saying, I do, but I'm not real sure that it's going to be specifically relevant or recognizable to the viewer. This one, I think this one is pretty good. So a watched pot, and then you have the thermometer never boils, and that's interesting too. But don't forget the A right there. Okay, so at this point, what I'd like you to do is take my comments, take the comments of your peers, and go ahead and start to try to compile what you think would be a very effective rebus. And really consider everything I've said. Be sure to go through this entire discussion board, look at as many videos as you can, as the comments in a lot of those videos are going to be directly applicable to your work. So it's a public forum, right? You might as well use it to your advantage. All right, Craig, great start. Really good job. The important thing here is that you get rebus. You're understanding how to create a visual shorthand language for which to represent more complex ideas. And that, of course, is the essence of infographics and data visualization. All right, so great start. Thank you very much. Any questions at all, please let me know. I'll be glad to specify or make any necessary clarifications. Thank you very much.